of teams. Late in the season there was a number of teams that either they didn't have cars or parts or pieces, but they were pretty deep in the chase. So, in fairness to them, we thought that it would be a good opportunity to get a couple days out here for those teams that were concentrating on their season. And it's been said already. There are some things that we're still continuing to work on, but they're all in a positive note. We're taking their feedback on the downforce and how the cars drive, and so the bulk of the work is done. Spoiler sizes and splitters and things of that nature, all of that, and that's taken a lot of hard work. So there's a group of drivers here that, like I said, during the fall that didn't test. There's a few of them that this afternoon they may try the low horsepower package that we tried last month and a few tests before that, just to put another check in the box and field some other opinions from those drivers that didn't get that opportunity. But all in all, the feedback in the garage area has been very positive. I think it looks to me personally that all the hard work from the teams, the factories, and our engineers at R&D looks like it's going to pay off. And I believe when we, like I said last month, when we hand this car off to the teams, it'll be in the best shape that we've ever handed a car off to the teams to start a new season on. Well, Daytona Talladega it's a whole different package. It's not the same spoiler package or springs or any of that. And we were there in October. We felt like we had good direction from last year on to get the cars to drive well in the draft and to reduce a lot of that tandem drafting. So we'll test in January, and we're pretty confident that we've got a good package for Daytona Talladega, and I think it's probably better than what we had last year by a pretty fair margin.
It's hard to get a great read on the whole manufacturer change because obviously it's a different car, but I think all the signs are there that we have the potential to be just as strong, if not stronger, than we were last year, which is very, very encouraging. So we still have to work for it and make it happen. But like I said, the signs are there, and it's been a lot of fun. Having the first day today working with Joey, which I think has been, probably more of a adjusting process than the actual car itself, and a good adjusting process. So curious to see over time how we can work together and push each other to be the best we can be. So I've had a lot of fun with that so far, and we got a lot of work to do. Obviously, we're only half a day into two really important days, not just for Penske racing, but for the sport itself, and hopefully we can continue to show progress. I think that 8 people, it's really tough for any championship team to be able to keep all the people motivated because you've achieved a goal that I think everybody starts out. They start out their career wanting to be the champion, wanting to be the best, and that keeps you motivated. Once you get that, it's easy to lose your motivation, and we have to find ways to motivate ourselves. The best employees we have at Penske Racing are always going to be self-motivated, but also we have to find ways to make sure that there's no temptation to lose that motivation, and I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges we have. The switch to Ford itself is good because it lends us to having something to prove. And I think that in itself is, maybe a point that I didn't make earlier, but one of the best advantages of switching to Ford is it gives us something to prove all over again, that we can continue to be successful no matter what the manufacturer, no matter what the circumstance is. And I think that's very healthy. The best ways that we can work together are not going to be at the racetrack. They're going to be off the racetrack. So it's maybe not something that's right in front of me on the radar, so to speak, but it's the more involved that the two can be, or our two groups can be, the better we're going to be. But I guess the priority is set more on projects that are off the racetrack.
a lot of things different, especially for me, because it's all different than what I'm used to running. But the cars feel good. They got a ton of grip. I felt like they had a lot of rear grip, especially with that cambered rear end. I'm not sure if that's necessary or not, but overall, it just seems like a lot more grip than when we raced here in the fall. Well, I mean, a lot of them guys have been around for a long time, so I know who they are, and spent a little time over at the shop. So I certainly don't know them as good as I'm going to, or want to, and all that. So yeah, it was different. I gotta be honest, it was probably the first time I've been nervous in a race car. Getting in there, going out for the first time, and as long as I can remember. So it's always exciting, and you're a little anxious when you go do something different. But it's been fun so far. Yeah, I mean, it takes time to get to know each other, especially the track. How you do things and all that stuff. Certainly more than a couple hours. So, but really good. I spent a lot of time with Jason here the last month or so, and getting to know all the guys a lot better, and spending some time over there getting to know the technical guys and all that a lot more. So, like I said, it's only noon on the first day, but I've been really impressed. How organized they are, and how they approach things.
The first time I drove the cars at all, but I'm really impressed. I really like the balance of the car, the downforce, seems to be relatively good, and the car drives well for us today, we'll just move through the next couple of days here and keep tuning and trying things and see what the car likes and doesn't like, and hopefully get some more testing in before the season starts, so we can continue to understand. I know a lot of the rules and decisions that NASCAR is going to make on this car, some are finalized, some are not, so it's still a bit of a moving target for the teams. And but I'm real encouraged so far. This car really gives me a lot of sensations that are similar to the old car that we ran 10 years ago or 4 years ago or whatever, however long ago it was. But it's still early, so I'm trying not to get too excited or trying not to form too big of an opinion or too solid of an opinion of the car. We got a lot of things to learn about it, and there's still some rules and things to be finalized, and still a lot to learn. And I think it's important for us as drivers and teams to try to help NASCAR as much as we can. And we're all sort of working toward the same goal this week and trying to put a good show on. The car looks great. It looks like a race car to me, and I can get excited about that, and I can get behind that. I can be confident. I can go into next year, confident, and we're going to put good cars on the track, and I'm going to like the way they drive, and I'm going to enjoy the races that we have. And again, I think the first 10 races of the season are the most important races as far as making the chase, putting down a good foundation of points. And putting in, if you end up after those first 10 races around 8th or 9th or 10th, that kind of seems to be where you end up fighting all year long, to try to stay in the chase, and it's a real tough mental battle, and it wears on the team and wears on the drivers that are in those positions. But so it's nice to get out there and get up front early and stay there. So that's our outlook, and I think that we're in good position